Okay. So now I'm going to be talking about, I'm not talking about, but reviewing Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I know for many people, not just me, think that this is the best prequel. And I think there's no competition to this. I think for many people, and I'm going to start by talking just for many people, and I know this is probably the ideal version. Like what I say, kind of what I base the prequels off of, and the reason why I feel like the prequels were necessary in the first place was to further explain what Obi-Wan said in The New Hope. About Anakin and their relationship. Now, one good friend. That's something you said. And you see that in that first act in the movie where they go rescue Chancellor. You see them working together. You see, heck, Anakin saves Obi-Wan. So you see, good friend, cutting warrior. You see that. He was able to take on and kill Count Dooku. He was able to go against, Mem. He was able to escape there. Cut a great star pilot. You saw that. The whole space battle in the beginning on Coruscant. So you see the three things that Obi-Wan said in The New Hope, in addition to getting what everybody wanted, and that was to see Anakin's turn to the dark side. And you see his motives that was building up from 1, 2, and Clone Wars. I think that's something interesting. And top that off with this movie. People could have complained that, it was too quick for him to turn to the dark side. But if you only base this on this movie, a lot of people cancel out Clone Wars. But for someone like me, Clone Wars definitely betters this movie. And in the Star Wars universe, this works because everything he's been through in every battle, every Star Wars content leading up to the for 1, 2, 3 in Clone Wars. You've seen him. He lost his Padawan left him. On top of wanted to save Padme. On top of all this stuff that hints at throughout the whole time. And seeing that discovered is truly amazing. They didn't disappoint, in my opinion. The action, the lightsaber duels were up to 11. This is the closest content you get of the Clone Wars as a movie. And that's other than the Clone Wars anime TV show. I'm talking about live action. So I think this delivers what the prequel should have been from the very start. I think you get to see. It's only like 2 hours and a half, and they're able to explain and get the emotion. This is probably the most emotional Star Wars movie. In addition, Order 66 is one of the greatest. Like that's tragic, and you don't know them. But yet again, I give a lot of credit to Clone Wars because in Clone Wars you flush out Plo Koon, you flush out Ki-Adi-Mundi, you flush out these characters. But, looking at this in just this movie, it doesn't matter. Just the motion of the clones turning on them. And seeing Anakin truly turn to the dark side. And then that final battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan. How that was just so amazing to watch because of all the motion, all the baggage. You see that, Sidious did truly seduce Anakin. And one of the greatest things this movie truly does show. It does show, Anakin's. It does show, that Anakin was seduced. I think, I feel like this prequel was necessary and done right. Because every time I watch it, it just is non-stop here from point A to point B. And you see transitions. You see the war climaxing to the end. You get everything you want from an ideal Star Wars. You get the action. You get that adventure sense. You get that war among stars, among more planets. You get that vibe as we go to Kashyyyk, as we go to Utapau, as we see things on Coruscant, as we have a battle in Coruscant. Between all the montages in Order 66, you get to briefly explore planets, but nonetheless. And seeing Yoda again in action, seeing the Empire build is something that we would have loved to get, that we did. It's like this is one of those movies where I feel like you can't really crap on this prequel too much. There might be minor details, but I'm not here to nitpick a movie. Star Wars is supposed to be something that's fun and enjoyable. And this truly is. I feel like the emotion is knocked up a notch. If the action is knocked up, the world building is there. Because you think of the other prequels, they center around such few planets. Geonosis, Coruscant, Geonosia, Coruscant, Camino, and then Naboo, and then a little bit of Tatooine. In this movie, you get Kashyyyk, you get Coruscant, you get Utapau, you get Mustafar. These iconic planets introduced in this movie, and something that creates for good settings, great characters, and overall a great adventure. In addition to, Order 66, you get introduced to Felucia, get introduced to, that other planet, and a few other planets. I don't know them. I just know that one of the planets were Felucia. And you just get introduced and expand your story, Star Wars knowledge in a satisfying way, in an emotional tone. So that's kind of my review, and this is a movie I can appreciate. I can say the prequels aren't that good, but then, this movie just is. I feel like there was potential for these other movies to feel like this one, but it just doesn't live up to the potential, and that's unfortunate. So yeah.